Hello, Tungsten Miner here. Last time I talked about building the greenhouse, and so this time I wanted to talk about using the greenhouse. You can see over here I've got one plant, which is some Brussels sprouts here, and Agricraft allows you to grow plants and to improve their characteristics over time. So what I've done here in order to do that, let me go grab some of these crop sticks here. I've planted some of these crop sticks down, and then I put some more crop sticks across the top of them, so that you get these crossed crop sticks. And what that does for you is if you've got a fully grown plant, as this one is right here, every tick, there's a very small chance that it will sprout a new plant in the frame right next to it. And there's a chance that that plant will be more hardy and grow faster and produce more than the plant that it stemmed from. So you can see the growth, gain, and strength characteristics in there. Each of these tells you how quickly it's going to grow, how much produce it's going to create, and then the strength has to do with a feature of Agricraft that grows weeds. So it's its resistance to having weeds grow instead. I've actually got that turned off in my version of Agricraft because I find that just too aggravating, and so I don't actually have to worry about that. But here I'm waiting for this to grow across, and it takes a while. So it's the kind of thing you set up and walk away, go do something else for a while. But in the meantime, I've been developing my various seeds here, and you can see all of these are 10, 10, 10 across the board. And here I've got no other seeds that I've discovered, which means that I'm in a prime position to be able to discover new species. The way that works is I've got my seed analyzer, and one by one I've taken my seeds and I've dropped them in here. A little progress bar comes across, and then it writes into my agricultural journal any seeds and any combinations that I've discovered. So I can click on this and scan through, and you can see for wheat, I've discovered all of the combinations that make something. So wheat and potato makes carrots, wheat and sugarcane makes barley, and so on, all the way down the list. So let's look at another plant. All right, so here's one. Carrots, when combined with potatoes, makes something that I haven't discovered yet. So I can try setting up carrots and potatoes with different combinations of soil and all sorts of things underneath them to see if I can't come up with a combination. Because obviously I've already figured out one. Potato and carrots makes pumpkin, and potato and wheat makes carrot. But potato and carrot has two other things that it could potentially produce. Looking here, tomato and Brussels sprouts makes something. So let's take this one as a possibility. Tomato and Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to look for my tomato seed. It's probably a reddish one, I would think. Bean, beet, cabbage, parsnip, spinach, sweet potato, and tomato. And Brussels sprouts. I think these were actually in order, weren't they? Oh, actually, Brussels sprouts the one out in the field, isn't it? All right, so let's not do that one because there's my Brussels sprouts down there, and they're still not complete yet. So we come back to our book. And we keep clicking through potato and carrot, carrot. There's a reason I'm skipping that one. I'll get back to that later. Potato and sugar cane. So potato and sugar cane gives me sweet potato, but it looks like there's another kind of plant that I can get by combining those two. Now I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. So here's all the things that you can make from potato, and I'm going to say usage and come to my crop mutation. And potato and carrot with some mycelium gives me brown mushroom spores. And this is why I didn't do this one earlier, is I know I don't have access to mycelium yet. I haven't found that in the game. So potato and ferranium, which I don't have, so we can skip that one. Potato and carrot with, yeah, we can give me red mushroom spores. I don't have that one either. I've already got carrots. Pumpkin and potato gives me bean, which I've already got. Potato and sugar cane gives me sweet potato, which I already have. And that's pumpkin again. Sugar cane and potato can give me cactus seeds. Sure, let's try that one. Now you notice I need sand, it says, in order to do this. So what I'm going to have to do is to come in here, grab a chunk of sand, and a potato seed, which is actually just a potato. Sugarcane seed, drop that one in there, and then one more block of sand for the middle. Drop that there. And so now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to dig up the ground and replace the tilled earth with some sand. Oops, and then put a cross crop in the middle, and then plant my two seeds. Potato on this side because it can't grow in sand. Sugarcane on this side because it has to grow in sand. And it's warning me that it's too dark, so we'll go to bed. And they'll start growing again in the morning. Okay, so now I have to wait. What's eventually going to happen, though, is this is going to grow. It's at 12% now. That's at 25%. It's one of the advantages of starting with full-strength seeds. Having that 10 for a growth factor means they grow really fast, and you'll get your mutations a lot faster. But once they're both fully grown, every tick, there's a small chance that they will crossbreed and create a new species in the center cross crop. And remember, it's important to have that extra crop across the top there. You need the fully completed frame in order for the mutation to work. So let's try one more. Let's see what we can find in here. We've done potatoes. So peanuts here, you can see, has none. What this really means is that I haven't discovered any species which can be crossbred with peanuts. Once I have, and I've put that seed in the analyzer and analyzed it, I'll see mutations or possible mutations show up in here, just like these ones have shown up over here. I don't know what the eventual result will be, but I do know what the two input results to start with are. Here we go. Sugarcane and rye gives me something. So sugarcane and rye. Now again, I'm going to kind of cheat here. Yeah. Use of rye is going to give me a seed. The use of the seed and mutation. Sugarcane, rye gives me rice on regular farmland. Okay, so sugarcane and rye. Grab some sugarcane. We're going to grab some rye. And it said regular farmland, but I know that sugarcane requires sand to grow. So I'm going to dig up a chunk of sand over here. I'm leaving a 1 meter gap between the next one so that things don't get confused with the crossbreeding. I'll plant my rye there, plant my sugarcane there, and I'm off on my way to hopefully discovering another new species. Now, as these different ones grow and I get a new species in here, I'm going to dig this one up and I'll bring it back next to this guy back here and create another row going along here. If it's cactus, of course, I'll have to dig this up and plant some proper sand, because that's what cactus would require. But that should get me that species going. And all the seeds you discover are generally half the strength and characteristics of the two parents. So if I start with 10-10 seeds on all the characteristics, the seeds I get of a new species will be 5-10 seeds in all the characteristics. So I'll have to let them grow across and find me some new, build up their strength. And that's what I've done with all of these here. The way I've got this mod pack set up, you find seeds in long grass just like usual. You find potatoes from villagers. You find pretty much nothing else, really. You can find beet seeds from the beets that villagers grow, but even the carrot seeds you have to develop. So a lot of these have been crossbreeding and doing this kind of careful stuff to get one new species after another as I've gone along. And that's what I've been doing here. So Generally, this is a spend a couple of minutes on it and then go off and do some other activity sort of thing. So it doesn't take up that much time in terms of game time, playing time, but it does take a while for these things to mature and do their thing. So anyway, that's my current Agricraft setup inside my new greenhouse. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like. If you want to know when the next video is ready, hit subscribe, and I will talk to you later.